Hi guys, thanks for coming back. So today I'm going to continue conversation about medical affairs, and I know that if you've never worked within a pharmaceutical company, it's probably very hard to understand what medical affairs does. And I also struggled to understand when I just started. But as I've been working for various pharmaceutical companies all over the world, as you know, I started in the Netherlands in the research and development and joined the local affiliate, Dutch affiliate in the Netherlands. Then I expanded to regional affiliate for Eastern Europe and Middle East. Then I worked in England, also in the local affiliate as medical director, and then my last role was in the global medical affairs. I really got to understand the full picture of what medical affairs is about. And again, medical affairs as a function can be structured very differently depending on the size of the organization and depending on the culture of the organization. So usually what you will see, there's a global office, right? So the global office is where usually the CEO sits, his or her, a lot happening now, which is great, executive team sits, and usually a layer below or maybe a layer below. So that's the global office where things happening, where the strategic direction of the company is being argued, decided on where we'll go, usually where the board meetings also happen. So that's really kind of like when you look at the bee hive, that's where the mother bee sits, right? So that's the global office. And usually in that global office, you have global functions. And global functions, they really think strategically on where we are going with a specific project or a specific product. So I'll focus on specific product or disease area. So say if we are working in neuroscience and there is a drug that is going to be launched and going to be brought to the patients all over the world, at the global office you decide, okay, we really want this to be positioned that way. So people only say these things, so we don't go off label. You probably heard from my last lecture. On label meaning you only can communicate as it is approved by the FDA, and the language as approved by the FDA, and the indications as approved by the FDA. Can't even speak today. And so the global office really say, well, these are kind of the guardrails where we need to stay in, and this is the therapeutic area we're going to focus on. This is what we're going to say. This is how we position ourselves as the company in regards to this specific drug. And this is how we're going to educate physicians, and this is how we're going to roll it out. So that's usually decided in the global office at the medical affairs level. Then it's given to a region. Say region is US business or European or Middle East or emerging markets. And I can talk a little bit more later about what that means. And then we give it to them, and they say, okay, but really globally overall, we want it to be positioned like that. So these are the guardrails, but you have all the space with these guardrails, the way you would like to communicate about the specific medication within your region. So the region will decide, okay, that's how we want to communicate within those guardrails, but we don't want to take this corner, we're going to take this corner because our population is this and this and this. Then it goes, say, to England, or it goes to the Netherlands, or it goes to Germany. And then the European headquarters will say to Germany, okay, these are global guardrails, these are our guardrails for Europe. So you can operate within this circle, but you can do whatever you want within this circle, and position it whether this way or that way or this way, but this is the circle you need to operate in. So it really cascades from global to regional to local. However, the good thing is, usually at the local level is where the action happens, where the truly medicine gets into the hands of a patient and a physician, of course, and then a patient. And so they know exactly what they will need to be doing at the local level, and they have that freedom to do so. And say if at the local level, local medical affairs, who are so close to their physicians, who answer all the questions, who educate physicians on how the drug works, and who should be the right audience, or what audience is not indicated for this specific drug. They really have all the freedom, and say if they're working with one of the physicians, and the physician says, okay, that's a great drug, but I actually would like to do a clinical trial, that could be a different indication, can I do this? And usually that goes back to the European or Asian or whatever regional headquarters, goes back to global. Usually there are interdisciplinary meeting where this can be discussed, and can say, hey, no, we're not going there yet, it's too early, or yes, this could be an interesting study. How does this fit into our strategy? And by going back and forth and discussing it, then the local affiliate, local country, can do what they think will be the right thing to do for that drug, for that specific patient population. So that's kind of the cascade: global, regional, local. None of them are better or higher or higher on the food chain than others. They are all equal, and that's what I always say. If you're in a global office, don't think you're the god or the big brother, because you will be perceived as the big brother is watching us and telling us what to do. When you are in a global office, you actually don't interact that much with the physicians on the ground in that country, so you don't really know what they are facing with and what challenges they have in their practice. So really respect your local affiliates, your regional group, and work together. So all of this is a combined effort, and keep one goal in mind. You're doing this for the benefit of a patient. Patient is first. It's not about your ego. It's not about anyone's ego. Work together. And if you need to pivot or change certain things, do that. So that's a very short explanation about kind of how the medical affairs is structured on a very high level: global, regional, and local. And next time we'll talk about who is really involved in what. Thanks for listening.